Hi, welcome to True Creeps, where the stories are true and the creeps are real. We'll cover stories from grotesque gore to the possibly plausible paranormal, to horrifying history, to tense and terrible true crime, and everything else that goes bump in the night. We're your hosts, Amanda, and I'm Lindsay, and we want you to join us while we creep. We cover mature topics. Listener discretion is advised. Hey everybody, welcome to Toilet Terrors. She can't even say it with a straight face. No, we promised. Did we promise to ourselves, to other people? Who could say? More goofy times while we're in between Valo updates, because for our own sanity, we needed just episodes that were a little bit more light. Yeah, it's been very interesting following the case, but also heartbreaking knowing more details. So it makes sense. Yes. So we're going to have a fun time today. So Toilet Terrors, we had a ghost tour in Baltimore City. I do not remember what we were talking about when we were talking about Toilet Terrors, only that in our Patreon Discord, under our show ideas channel, it said Toilet Terrors. And I was like, that's the one. There are lots of things that are scary about toilets in that, like, you can hurt yourself relatively easily near them. Be it if you slip and you hit your head on it while you're in the bathroom, or you're sitting on the toilet and then you fall off for whatever reason and then you hit your head. If you hit your head while throwing up, are you noticing my pattern here? There's a pattern. That's just you hitting your head in different ways. Or the toilet could collapse beneath you and stab you in the ass. Also terrifying. Or if you stood on it, you could slip and fall. Don't stand in toilets, though. It seems like a bad idea. Yeah. But all of these are like, I could completely see how any of these could happen in any way. They're slippery. Mm-hmm. You're moving quickly sometimes if life calls. But today, that's not what we're talking about. Today, we are going to talk about some other ways in which toilets are terrifying that feel a lot less like slip and fall and a lot more like, oh, thank you for this new fear that you've unlocked in me. Yeah, for sure. The photos that I've seen in researching will haunt my dreams forever. But to start, per augerpros.com, a plumbing company, here are some creatures that can come up into your toilet. Rats. We knew that, right? That was like urban legendy and just also simmering fear. Snakes, repeat number one. And then also frogs, which I find a little more whimsical. I don't know why. I don't think I'd be pleased to see them, but I do think it would be less terrifying than a rat or a snake. And the last one, we'll talk about it. It's not so much coming up into the toilet, but existing in or around a toilet is, in all caps in our outline, spiders. Yeah, that's fair. I feel like out of all of them, I think the spider would make me the most upset. Yes. I think the spider would... Actually, no. I don't think the spider would make me the most upset because the spider exists in your house. I have spiders in my house that exist. I think that if I saw one, I would be upset, but I would be like, oh, okay. I knew you might be here somewhere. Versus, like, if I sat down to a rat or got up and saw a rat, I think I would faint. Question. Are you not observing it before sitting? Oh, I absolutely am. But like, okay, I was very worried. Look, sometimes you've got... She's dead already. Sometimes you've really got to go and there's no looking. There is only action. So when there's only action, there's only so much analysis that can be gone through. Stressful. I'm not wrong. I'm absolutely not wrong. Well, let's talk about a few of these. So we're going to start with rats. Yay. And I think we have different visions of rats because you have them, like I saw them on the ghost tour, just running around and people trying to like pet them. Just creeping around. I've only had like pet rats. We don't really like see a ton of them out here. I mean, I'm sure they're out here somewhere, but like not as frequently as I saw them in Baltimore. I also have like a visceral terror of rodents. I trained rats in college and they were a treasure, a delight. His name was Jack. He was great. Loved him. He was like my buddy, my baby. But a rat in the world, I am up on chairs. Really? Screeching a song. Yeah, it is not a logical thing. They have cute little hands. They have cute little hands. They have cute little whiskers, that little nose. The tail, abso-fucking-lutely not. Yeah. Logically, I think they are cute and brilliant creatures and can respect them. But my core goo, no, I don't know. Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm tense even just thinking about it, especially like in your house. No.
Yeah, like a lot of people, I guess I should rephrase how I said it earlier. If they have chickens, obviously like it brings them around. We just don't really have too much that would bring them where I live, but I just think they're cute. I mean, I've seen some scary looking ones, but still, I think they're cute. But how does this happen where they can end up in your toilet? So what we found is that they are excellent swimmers and they can use their tails like propellers, which I didn't know. I knew that they like to swim, but I didn't know that. So some types of rats can tread water for almost 3 days and they can hold their breath for 3 minutes, which is very intense.
Yes.
Some rats can swim for over a mile. And I didn't know this part. The S shape in our plumbing with toilets is made to keep sewer smells from coming up from your toilet. I just thought it was like convenient to make it that way. I don't know. I never thought about it. But it also creates a space where if it was filled with liquid, the rat could catch a breath because there's an air pocket in the bend. It just seems like everything needs to line up for this to be able to happen.
Yeah.
In terms of getting into your toilet, they are really only encountering water in your bowl, or if you happen to like flush while they're coming up from your waste pipe. So it can happen. Why it could happen would be rats are typically in sewers looking for discarded food. And also sewers take all the waste from your house. So whatever goes down any of the drains in your house, that's where it'll be. So think of like garbage disposal and stuff too.
There has never been a greater motivation for me to make sure that there is not a single fucking crumb of food going down my sink drain than toilet rats.
So what can you do to stop this from happening? It won't stop them from coming up, but you can keep your lid closed so they can't get out of your toilet. If it were me and I encountered one though, I would take an animal trap and take it outside.
I feel like it's a toss-up, right, on what people would do. What I would personally do is shriek in unintelligible words until Ben came home, honestly. Maybe stand on something, maybe stand on top of the toilet and fall and hit my head. I don't think there would be any logical part of my body. Like, I think I would leave my body.
I have a story about that when we come to spiders.
Yeah, I mean, again, very fair. But I can't stress to you that I would be indefinitely screaming if Ben happened to not be home. I would just be like, I guess I'll scream for the next 6 hours.
I would try to like keep it as a pet. A weird toilet rat. That would be its name, toilet rat. They're so cute with their little hands.
The judgment on my face right now for Amanda and her toilet rat.
It's not its fault.
You're right. It's not its fault that it's a toilet rat.
No.
But no toilet rats in my house. Let's move on to our whimsical one. It's just ever so brief. It's frogs. What I thought was interesting is I was like, okay, well, but why would a frog want to come up into your toilet? It doesn't. It doesn't want food. It doesn't want to be near you. Typically, frogs can fall into vent pipes or like your storm drain pipes, and then that can go into your waste pipe. If that is the case, and frogs are of the I'm in a tree variety near you, they can be on your roof, then go down into your drain. And then when they're trying to just like escape this water system, they can end up in your toilet. And similarly, if they were in a storm drain and they're just trying to get up from out of that storm drain and it like connects to your sewer, they can come up to your toilet.
That's interesting. I wonder if that has happened here because we have toads during monsoon time. And if you live in Arizona, just so you know, they're dangerous to your animals. But we have them all over the place during monsoons. Like, you can't walk in the park at night without having to, like, step around them.
That's fair.
And they sing at night. I think I've said it on here before.
It's not a beautiful song either. It's like the song of their people.
It is. It's awful. And yeah, I thought a cat or something was dying and then found that it was just a stupid toad outside sitting in a puddle. But yeah, they're everywhere over here.
I would, however, keep a toilet frog.
Okay.
If they seemed happy in an enclosure.
When I was little, one of my first pets was a toad. Can you guess what its name was?
I don't know. What was its name?
Toady.
Toady was very exciting looking.
Yes. Probably, like, I probably shouldn't have been touching him because it looks like he could be poisonous, but he was great.
He definitely looks like he could be poisonous because he's got bright colors.
Mm-hmm.
Like a very cute little orange belly.
And me, I'm just picking it up and bringing it inside. You live here now.
You're my baby now. My toad was Mr. Toad.
Adorable. My first dog's name, she was Brown. Her name was Brownie.
Oh, I see. Very creative. Very creative.
I was imaginative as a child.
I don't know who named Mr. Toad. It may have been my dad. We used to feed him lightning bugs, though, because his little thing would light up.
Little thing. Well, I found Toadie in our front yard. And I don't know. He must have been an escaped pet because obviously they're not here. But it's a fun pet. They were cute.
So it wasn't like one of the wild toads and you like took him from his family.
No.
I don't know where Mr. Toad came from. All I know is that we had him.
He just ended up. He was just there one day.
I'm sure one of my parents could explain this, but Mr. Toad, what a time. Let's move on to our third horror, snakes in toilets. So there is a surprising amount of true stories about snakes in toilets. They're coming up in the same way that we talked about rats and such. They can swim. They are pipe-shaped. Some can like hold their breath and shit. They're coming up in the same way. They're either in the storm drain, going down like a frog. They're in the sewer looking for food or have fallen in there from a storm drain. And then they're coming up trying to escape in frog fashion or looking for food in a rat fashion. In Texas, a little boy found a rattlesnake in his toilet.
No, thank you.
So animal control came and then they found 24 more snakes in their house.
Oh, see, that's a nightmare. And especially because a rattlesnake can like actually kill a child too. So that's really scary.
It is scary. How many of them were toilet snakes?
Probably all of them. Well, I'm wondering if maybe there was a clutch.
24 toilet snakes? Rattlesnakes give birth to 8 to 15 babies at once. So that's still more than one snake litter.
Snake litter. Clutch.
Snake litter. I like snake litter more.
They don't lay eggs. Instead, the eggs are carried by the female for about 3 months, and then she gives birth to live young.
And it's 8 to 10 of them.
Oh, gosh.
All at once. And each one is 10 inches long. And they're angrier than adults, but they can't rattle. But they are venomous.
And if I remember right, they can't control it. So, like, they're much more scary for that reason.
What a fucking nightmare. We don't know the age of these rattlesnakes. We just know that there were 24 of them in this house.
Ugh.
You just gotta leave by then. How do you stop the toilet snakes from coming at that point?
I don't know. Can I just tell you, though? Last week, one of my neighbors had a baby rattlesnake on their porch.
Oh, no.
It's rattlesnake time here.
I don't like that. So, a woman in Seattle, Washington found a python climbing out of her toilet.
Nope.
So then in Australia, a snake catcher, and by the way, we're going to talk about Australia today, but a snake catcher in Australia was called twice in 1 week to get snakes from people's toilets. The first one was almost 10 feet long, and the other was 8 feet long. And I just wonder, like, how many toilet snakes is Australia experiencing that they have snake catchers?
I mean, we have them here.
I'm sure that we have them here, and I just don't know it, but I was very worried about Australia. In South Africa, an 8-foot-long cobra was climbing out of someone's toilet, and when the snake handler tried to remove it, it was like, fuck this, and went back into the sewer.
Nope.
And I was like, oh no, that's going to come out somewhere else.
It is.
Someone else is going to have a really bad day.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy. We're talking almost 10 feet, 8 feet. That's very big.
These are like big babes. Like, these are not tiny little cute snakes. And our most horrifying story of all of these, a man in India went to the bathroom, and while he was there, his penis was bitten by a viper that popped out of the toilet.
That makes me uncomfortable.
That makes me uncomfortable in so many ways. Like, that poor fucking man. It's horrific.
That's awful. I have a bad habit with snakes because I can't tell if it's a okay snake to pet, or boop, as many call it, or not. Because they say you judge it by the shape of their head, but I don't know. And so I'm not good at it.
I don't know either, but I think that all snakes are cute. They've got cute little faces, little danger noodles.
They are. Oh my gosh. I'm obsessed with the hognose ones. They look like little puppies.
Yes. I mean, to me, they all kind of have little cute little faces. Even the ones that are supposed to look really mean, I'm like, you are very cute in the face.
Yes.
Especially tiny snakes. I'm like, you are very tiny and very small.
Yeah.
And I think you are very cute.
Yeah. But these ones were not cute, though. That's too, when they're bigger than a person, it's unsettling.
Yeah. Let's move on to our last terrifying creature, which is Spiders. So there's a TikTok of a woman that shows her finding a massive spider in an Australian bathroom. And it's actually called a huntsman spider, and they're 12 inches across. Apparently, these big babes help keep other dangerous spiders away by eating them. They're like your guard toilet spider. It's a toilet spider that you want because you could get bit by worse spiders because it's Australia. I can't process that. I don't understand how Australia is okay with that fact.
Right? Have you seen them too?
Oh, yes. They span the entire toilet. Their little tootsies are on the edge of the toilet seat on the outside. Just like chilling, living their life.
Yeah, they're frightening.
And spiders that are in or near toilets don't come up through the plumbing. They exist around it and just happen to be toilet adjacent. Sometimes spiders like to make their nests like in the space on the back of the toilet because people don't like disturb there very much. It's an easy place to build a web where there's not going to be a lot of traffic. Fortunately, if you don't live in Australia, typical bathroom cleaners will keep spiders away just because it's not conducive to life for them. So at least there's that.
Yeah, let's get worse. Let's talk about exploding toilets.
You thought you couldn't get worse than toilet spiders. You're wrong.
Oh, yeah. People are going to be afraid of their bathrooms. I guess bathrooms just in general are scary. We've talked about in our ghost episodes, ghosts in the bathroom, like when you're trying to wash your face or getting a weird, creepy face massage that Lindsay wants.
Helping you put your lashes on. My best friend Damien and I were talking. He was like, I need you to know that when you guys started talking about a hand reaching out, he imagined like someone like booping you, like going boop. So he also had like a pleasant face touch idea that immediately went into his head.
When you're washing your face, though, isn't that the scariest thing you could think of is something touching your face when you know you're alone?
It's this bug dropping on me. The bug's going to choose right then to drop on me.
Maybe. But you were saying a lot of people fall in the bathroom, and that would make sense because it's like the smallest space typically in a house with a lot of things that can make you slip, right? Lots of water sources.
I like slipped in January. I fucked up my knees. I hurt my back. Like,
yeah, and there's close quarters. So you're going to hit something no matter what.
I went down because it's so easy to slip in a bathroom. It's the most reasonable place in the world to slip.
And then now we're adding exploding toilets to the mix.
Yeah.
No one's going to go in their bathroom again.
Fantastic.
So let's start out with Florida because why not, right? A woman in Florida heard an unexpected explosion in her home after lightning struck near her septic tank. When it did, it ignited the methane gas.
What a terrifying thing to happen.
I didn't think that was a thing. So let's talk about something called Flushmate. And it's a pressure-assisted flushing system that's manufactured by Sloan. The purpose of the mechanism is to reduce the amount of water needed for a good flush. However, there have been 1,700 plus reports of exploding Flushmate units. The explosions are strong enough to cause the toilet to shatter into projectile pieces. That's horrific because you're just like, I'm trying to save water and now my bathroom exploded.
Literally fucking horrific. Yeah. Well, and also, like 1 + 1 = toilet shards everywhere.
So toilets can also explode when maintenance work on water or sewer lines are being conducted as well, which is also very scary. In 2007, city workers were clearing clogged sewer lines in Palo Alto, and their work, for whatever reason, caused raw sewage to shoot up over 3 feet in the air.
And what is your immediate thought when you think that?
Well, I mean, it depends on where it is, but it's no one lives here anymore.
My immediate thought was like, oh my gosh, what if someone was sitting on that? How do you emotionally recover?
It's time to move.
Yeah, yeah.
So a woman in Baltimore recounts a similar situation, but she was sitting on the toilet.
This poor woman.
And the force of it shot her off the toilet and then continued to soak her in sewage. Per the victim, quote, I was literally covered in feces.
The vomiting I would be doing. How do you explain to everyone in your life that you're reasonably afraid of toilets without telling them this and them laughing at your trauma? Because, like, of course, this poor woman is probably, like, traumatized from this. Can you ever be clean enough again?
That's what I was just thinking. Like, could you ever shower enough to get, like, the feel of that off?
Yeah. No, I don't think you could.
Mm-mm. In South Austin, in Texas, a woman arrived at her work, and that was a dental office. She found that the office was filled with what she described as acidic, putrid smoke. Again, I find a new place to work. I don't know. But what happened is, as she recounted it, it was so bad that it was difficult to breathe. And she and her coworkers realized the smoke was coming from the staff bathroom. When they went to look at what happened, the toilet had exploded. They looked up to where the vent in the ceiling was, and it was gone. It was just a black hole. There were pieces of ceramic shrapnel all over the floor. And the fire department's theory was that the ceiling vent overheated, then dropped onto the toilet and began to burn. And then the toilet got so hot that it shattered. We were just talking about this, I think, last week, not necessarily the toilet part, but the vents, the bathroom vents. I didn't know that until someone posted it recently. That's one of the biggest causes of fires in homes because they overheat. And I never knew that. So this week we actually bought timers for ours so they can't be left on ever.
Huh.
So lastly, in Oklahoma, a toilet exploded after lightning traveled through a metal exhaust vent and then hit the water.
Aggressive.
I didn't realize lightning could do so much. Like I did and I didn't at the same time. Never thought of lightning in the same realm of toilet explosions.
No, I wouldn't think that there's like multiple ways in which lightning can cause toilet explosions. And also, like, of all the things to fear is that you could be sitting on the toilet when there is a storm and a lightning will strike into your vent and then shoot down at you. Because imagine if somebody was sitting there. What a terrible fucking experience you would have had.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever been close to lightning?
No.
No. It's very loud and scary. We had it last monsoon season right outside our wall.
Oh, gosh. I've been near storms, but I don't think I've ever been so incredibly close that I would say I've been near it. But, oof.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was scary.
So our last story is about a submarine. It's the U-1206. And in 1945, during World War II, the ability to flush waste into the ocean was like an engineering feat. They were like, ooh, look at us. And so there was a Nazi submarine, which was the U-1206, that had this capability. And when Captain Karl Adolf Schlitt took a shit, he realized afterwards he didn't really understand how the flushing mechanism worked. So he called in an engineer. And then the engineer was like, I understand what to do here. Turned the wrong valve. When he did so, he fucked up the mechanism. Basically how the mechanism worked was there was a series of chambers that interlocked that you had to do them in the right order so that the flush would go out and not in.
Okay.
And so they turned the wrong valve. So then the shit they were trying to get rid of and seawater came back in, which, like, if you've ever clogged someone's toilet at their house, like, it's like that feeling, but 1,000 times worse is what I'm imagining here. So then there's like shit and seawater water starts to pull down and it goes into the submarine's internal batteries, which are massive. This just seems like poor designing. Like, why would you put the toilets there if this could happen? But anyway, the shit seawater mixes with those batteries and it produces a chlorine gas, which is toxic. So Captain Schlitt orders his crew to resurface the submarine, which includes blowing the ballast tanks and firing their torpedoes. I would imagine, in addition to a water vessel coming up out of the water, it shooting torpedoes would make it a little bit, I don't know, visible.
You would think.
So not surprisingly, British planes discovered them when they reemerged. Schlitt destroyed the classified technology that was on there, ordered his men to get onto life rafts, and then Schlitt scuttled the Nazi submarine into the water. And first off, didn't know what the word scuttling was. Scuttling is when you purposely sink a ship, and that is also the seagull from The Little Mermaid.
That's all I thought of. Yeah.
Scuttle. It's so much more cute now when you think of what it actually means. But the Nazis' shit submarine is still at the bottom of the North Sea.
Oh, well, I've never heard that story.
Oh, and it was also like a week old. Like, he ruined this like fancy bathroom submarine with his shit.
I mean, I think it's a fitting story for them.
Yeah. Love that for them. Love the idea of that.
We're on a weird side of history.
What a weird side of history. The things that were Googled this week, I kept a list. Some of them were like, death while pooping, afraid of toilet, why afraid of toilet, toilet creature, critter toilet, toilet bugs, rats in toilet, spider in toilet, frogs.
What a weird time.
What else did we have? Famous people in history. There's also several famous people in history who died on the toilet, including Elvis.
I heard like that's a common way to find a body.
Yes, because like you're like exerting yourself and it can cause like
Yeah.
Deaths that would occur because you are exerting yourself can then happen.
Mm-hmm. Or they think it's something else and then something bad happens, like heart attack or whatever it may be. But yeah, that's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this was a very scary, weird time today. Again, traumatizing is good.
Yeah, what a traumatizing time. I want to just share the new things that I'm afraid of with everybody.
No one's going to go in their bathroom again.
Yeah.
There's ghosts doing face massages, shit coming up from various pipes of the room. Lightning is happening for some reason all the time. It's bad.
Fires on the common appliances. Like, lots of things are happening. We are afraid.
Yes.
We are still going to use them.
Bathrooms are dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, people say kitchens are like the most dangerous in your house. And I feel like it's bathrooms coming up there.
So tell us if you're terrified of bathrooms now.
Yeah.
Or if there's new things that we should be scared of. What did we miss?
What did we miss? Yeah.
What did you find in your bathroom?
Oh, gosh.
In your toilet, even.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And again, we're doing shorts for the next couple weeks while we're following the Valo trial. And if you want to catch up with it, follow us on social media. We are at least sharing graphics every night about what happened in court the day of. And then here and there, when there's big things or newly discovered things, we are doing short episodes.
Yeah. And with that, have a great weekend.
Thanks for creeping with us.
Thanks for listening. And as always, a special thank you to our patrons who support us via Patreon.
Please see the link in our show notes to learn more about how you, yes you, can begin to haunt the dump, guard vortexes, or even become a scorching Sasquatch.
Ooh. Also in our show notes, you can find the link to our website, more information on our sources, our social media handles, and our merch store.
We'd love for you to keep creeping with us. So if you like this episode, please subscribe, rate, review, and share the show with your fellow creeps and or ghosts.
I beg of you.
We have spiders that come up from the drains during the summertime, but not the toilet. I haven't really seen them in the toilet, but we'll see them in like the shower.
What do you mean?
They come up from the drain. I don't know. It's awful. Like you have to do a shower check before you get in.
How do you know they come from the drain?
Because why else would they only be in the shower? Like how would they unless they got in when someone went in there.
Could they have fallen?
Fallen from where?
And it's hard for them to crippity creep up?
I don't know where they could fall. Hold on.
What a fucking nightmare show.
Let's see. Yeah, there's like, I Googled it just to make sure I'm not crazy. And there's a ton of articles about like simple tricks to keep the spiders from your shower drain. I've said it before, but one day I went in and there was a fucking camel spider, also known as the wind scorpion or sun spider. And that was in the shower.
I hate them.
Worst day of my life, by the way. And when we were talking about, you were like, oh, I would lose all consciousness seeing, what was it, a rat in the toilet?
Mm-hmm.
When I was pregnant with Oliver, I went to go do laundry and there was a giant brown spider. The scary thing about brown spiders here, I think they're called common brown spiders, is they look very similar to brown recluses. And it's hard to tell the difference, especially if you can't like just sit and stare at it. And I was going to go do laundry and I saw something move in the laundry basket. And so, of course, I'm like, looking around and I see a giant brown spider inside the laundry basket in laundry.
That's his laundry now.
Exactly. How do you catch it? You can't catch it.
It's not like you can put like a cup on the laundry.
No, exactly. Exactly. That would be my typical thing.
You could set it on fire, I guess. Like that probably.
I thought about it. I very much thought about it. But there was nothing I could do to be safe. And I didn't know if it was a brown recluse or not. And so I called Mike at work and made him leave work and drive an hour home while I had to just stare at the basket to make sure it didn't come out for an hour while he had to stay on the phone with me too, because I couldn't. And he had to come home and take care of it.
I mean, that feels very reasonable. Okay, Amanda, I need you to know that spiders do not come from drains.
What?
They cannot exist in drains. Many people think they can. Like, people also think that spiders come into their house when it's cold outside, but they just live there all year long.
What?
And they need water. So that's why they go into the tub, is because they're looking for water.
Then why are these articles here? They gave me hope.
Because the internet lies.
No, not this. You can't lie about something like this.
Per the Burke Museum, spiders found in bathtubs or sinks have come up through the drains from the sewers.
Oh, God.
Fact. This myth goes together with the, quote, coming in from the cold one and shows how very reluctant people are to confront the idea that spiders in their house live there all the time.
I can't.
House spiders are very thirsty creatures living in very water-poor environments, and any that venture near a sink or tub with drops of water in it will try to reach the water, often by climbing down a wall. Once inside the slick-sided porcelain basin, they are unable to climb back up unless a human helps them.
Ugh.
So they just slid down.
I just don't know where they come from.
Just to get a little sip.
Ugh.
The world. They just come from outside.
Well, you know what? The camel spider, that is my breaking point. That can't exist in the world anywhere.
Look, some spiders are just, I can't help it. I'm so terrified of them. I often don't kill spiders, though. I had a spider that just, like, randomly crawled onto my computer screen the other day that was, like, 2 inches in diameter, and I was like, could you please leave? Could you please?
Did it listen?
No, it just stayed there, and I was like, I'm trying to do research. I'm having a really stressful day. Can you not? And it was like, what if literally fuck you? And I was like, what if you just didn't exist here? Like, you can go someplace else. And it was like, fuck you. And I was like, please. So then I just kept, like, tapping on my screen around it, and it was like, fuck you. So then I, like, had my, like, a wireless mouse, and on my other screen opened a video and then put the video under it, and it didn't like that.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I did. Anyway, spiders don't come up through your plumbing, but they do exist in your bathrooms.
Oh, well, all right. They said if you use your drain, they don't. But if you have, like, a guest bathroom, that it is possible.
But they can't come up from the sewers because it's too,
I don't know. They're
like, the sewers are not they're wet.
I don't know. These are special, scary water spiders. That exists, actually.
Amanda's cryptid water spider. That's your cryptid. That's your Arizona cryptid, is Amanda's bathroom spiders.
Yeah.
Amanda's wet sewer spiders.
Seriously, it's a bad thing. It's a bad time. Oh my gosh. One of our patrons was just in Arizona a while back, and they messaged when they got here, there's a spider in my shower. Is that a thing that happens to you a lot? And I had to explain that it is. We live in hell.
They're just so thirsty.
I mean, that makes me feel sad for them, but also I'd want that. They can go live in the garden. Like, I let my garden spiders chill there.
Do you want to live in the garden? There's no chilling in the Arizona sun.
Yeah, I have, like, a greenhouse and stuff now, and they like the garden because there's a lot of other bugs that go.
A feast, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is it stuck on a cliff? Hold on, Mike has to retrieve the Roomba because it texted him it was stuck on a cliff.
I love that for him.
It's not on a cliff. It is on one of Hallie's toys. Off topic, but I have to say it now. You heard the door shut, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen the TikTok of, like, there's 2 different types of people in this world? And it's people that, like, turn the knob and shut it gently. And then psychopaths, the way that Mike just shut the door. Psychopath. It's going to the end.
When you said that you, like, close the doorknob and shut it gently, literally never have I ever. Also, let me tell you, just, like, this can go at the end of the episode. A whole brand new thing that literally never occurred to me. We don't need to get to how I figured this out, but, like, okay, I did not know that a person could be mad at a situation, but not the person who caused the situation.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
I literally never knew that. Like, I'm turning 36 this year, and that is a thing I found out this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Is that not? My brain was just blown. What a thing. What a thing to learn at 36. That, and I closed doors wrong, apparently, for Amanda.
Yes. Why would you want to make sounds? Loud sounds.
It's not about wanting to make sound or not. It's just I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Then shut it gently. I always, like, turn it and shut it nicely.
I am shutting it or I am slamming it. And those are the options. And it depends on the mood. Goodbye.